Okay, first of all, it's really important that you watch this whole recording. It won't be that long, but it's kind of easy to mess up at the beginning of a script unless you pay attention to detail. Once you've gotten started, it's extremely easy. So, step one is to just double check, and you might want to open up a couple of things from yesterday because they would be really, really helpful. If you were absent, you need to go in order of the module that we had already started yesterday. Do not continue any of what I'm saying right now and go work on what's happening here because you're going to be really confused otherwise. For everybody who was here, I recommend that you come to Script Project Info. And I would open up not only this first link that had all the instruction requirements, but you can also use it because remember, I have my example here that might help you. I also want to just show you this one more time, right? So this is Script Project Info, because at the bottom, all of the videos that I talked about yesterday are here, and I would have this available if you need to rewatch any of them, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, again, from modules, if you didn't finish your brainstorm, I would go finish it, but I also would maybe just open that up to just help myself remember what I had done, okay? So when you're ready, it's time to start writing. After you had done all of yesterday's steps and you have everything open, ready to go, then here's the website that we're writing on, writerduet.com. So when you are ready to get back into writerduet.com, let me get out of this so that you can see, hold on, let me, fail. Wait 1 second. Let me just open up the link so that you can see like what it looks like when you're first getting there. Remember, yesterday we had already registered for an account and all that jazz. So now you're just pressing login, okay? And press cancel when it shows this, and then it'll just let you continue with Google, that's what I had encouraged you yesterday to sign up with. So click continue with Google, and then you can just use your csddocs.org account. If you hadn't written anything yesterday and you for some reason signed up with a different account, then you're welcome to just start a different account really quick today. So I obviously have already written a bunch of an example here, but when you're starting, right, you're starting with a blank page like this. So I'm going to start here, and more than anything else, the biggest trick to remember is you're going to pay attention to this keyboard. You'll hear me say that a lot, that is the key, because this keyboard is your toolbar. For you guys, just so you know, it might be up here at the top. If for some reason it's not showing, you can come click menu and see if it pops up. But this keyboard button should be there somewhere on your screen. So look carefully because you need to pay attention to it. So based on what is highlighted, it will do the formatting correctly. If you don't pay attention to this and you don't pay attention to what it has highlighted, it will format it incorrectly. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Let's say I'm ready to start my script. We're going to start with a slug line, which remember they call scene. If you forgot any information about a slug line, go open up your vocab from yesterday. But there's some cool stuff. When you start typing, let's say I'm doing a scene that's inside. As soon as I start typing, it will guess for you. And then you can click the one that you want it to be and just press enter, and then it finishes typing for you. Once you start doing some scene names, it will also start recognizing, oh, you used this scene before. Do you just want to use the same scene or set name again? Yeah, and then I don't even have to type it. And then look how it's guessing for me. I'm not even typing that. Like, it's just guessing, oh, you're probably doing, right, this part of your slug line. So maybe I'm going to put that this part is in the morning. Boom, done. Slug line is done. Now pay attention. It just changed. It had moved from scene to action now because we always have action that comes after slug line. So remember your action, and again, I would go open up yesterday's vocab because it will remind you a bunch of this stuff. But action is all of the stuff that is happening on the screen. So this is where I would be putting, I always would try and write at least 5 sentences here. And it should just be stuff like, what are the actors wearing? Costumes. Is there more information about what the set should look like? Do you want to give information about like background about the characters? Do you want to talk about camera angle? Do you want to talk about like props, stuff like that? You can explain special effects. So at least 5 sentences is what most actions should be. But you also don't have to go too crazy because if this was a real Hollywood production, then they would be taking your basic idea and doing more. But you can see up here that I have this action right here. This is the office, right? So here's my slug line, and then I have Pam is sitting behind the reception desk. Notice how characters' names are normally capitalized because they are trying to help the actor, right? This is your job. She looks totally unkempt, so that's for the costume department, like she didn't sleep at all. That's for the actor. She's going to do that. Michael, again, capitalized, bounds out of his office and runs up to her desk. So all of that is stuff we need before anything else can start, right? Notice how there's some lines in between each sentence. You're allowed to do that, and here's the secret, guys. If you kind of spread out your action like that, which is normal in a script, it helps you get to one page a lot quicker. So I would do the same thing. You can enter in between each sentence. So after you're done with your action, let's pretend that I had written something here, but I'm not going to. Then notice it guessed wrong. When I pressed enter, it didn't guess the right thing. So I have to come manually click character. But this, once you start writing, like it'll start guessing who you want to have type. And look how it just switched to dialogue on my keyboard toolbar right now. It's guessing, oh, she's writing dialogue. So you don't need quotation marks, just like that. Let's say I want Pam to say hi while she is, I don't know, throwing a ball or something. So that was your vocab lesson from today. That's where you're going to use parentheticals, because that's just directions for the actors. Then notice when you press enter, every time you press enter, it's going to keep trying to guess. It guessed, do you want her to do more dialogue? I could have Pam talk again. That's just fine. Or if I'm ready to have another character start, it guessed wrong though, so I need to come click character for it to be right. So it's just going to keep guessing. Every time I click enter, it tries to be smart, but always pay attention, because some people will start formatting it wrong, and it's kind of hard to get caught up if you format it wrong. I do want to point out though, like let's say I actually wanted this to be dialogue and not an action. You can click on that line and then just go click the right thing, and it will fix the formatting. So you can kind of switch. See how every time I'm switching between different tools, it's switching for me. So you're just going to get as far as you can today. You're going to be focusing on every time there's a new scene, right? I've got my first scene. I've got slugline, action. What are the characters saying and doing? And remember, you start a new scene every time there's a major set change. If it's a small set change, you could just treat it as a large parenthetical. But if it's a big set change, you need a new slugline and a new action every single time. Feel free to jump around in your script as much as you want. And one more time, I'm just going to give a plug for, remember, on Script Project Info, especially as you're starting to describe stuff, which is different than in a normal short story, this action video is particularly helpful, so I highly recommend that one more time. Okay, good luck today. Write as much as you can. Thanks, everybody.